My child, pause for just a moment. Do not scroll past this, and do not let the distractions of the world pull your attention away. I have orchestrated this very second, interrupting your timeline, because there is a message you desperately need to hear today. This is not a coincidence. You are not here by accident. The words you are about to read carry the weight of heaven, designed specifically for your weary heart. I know you have been feeling tired. I know the silent battles you have been fighting, the ones you hide behind a brave smile, the ones that leave you exhausted when you finally close your door at night. I see it all. For so long you have felt like a victim of circumstance. You have watched as things you cherished were slowly taken from you. Opportunities slipped through your fingers. Relationships you thought would last forever suddenly broke apart. Your peace of mind was replaced by anxiety. Your sleep was stolen by worry, and your joy was overshadowed by an unexplainable heaviness. You have looked up at the sky with tears streaming down your face and asked, God, why is this happening? Why does it feel like I am constantly losing? You have felt robbed, my beloved. The enemy has come into your life like a thief in the night, attempting to steal your hope, kill your dreams, and destroy your faith. He wanted to leave you empty, believing that your best days are behind you and that you will never recover from the losses you have endured. But I am speaking to you right now to declare that the enemy's time is up. What was stolen from you is not gone forever. I am the God of restoration. I am the God who rebuilds ruins and breathes life into dry bones. Heaven has seen every tear you cried over what was lost, and I have collected every single one. You thought I was silent while you were hurting, but I was standing right beside you, preparing a comeback that the enemy never saw coming. The delay you experienced was not a denial. It was a period of divine preparation. I needed to strengthen your spirit so that you could handle the magnitude of the blessing I am about to pour out upon you. Do not let fear convince you that this is the end of your story. The chapters of grief and loss are closing, and a new season of abundance and restoration is opening right now. I am reaching down into your life to pull you out of the pit of despair. Feel my presence surrounding you in this very moment. That gentle warmth, that sudden stillness in your spirit, that is me holding you close, assuring you that the storm is passing. You have endured the long, cold night, my child, and the morning is finally breaking. Everything the enemy meant for evil, I am turning around for your good. Stay with me, listen closely to my voice, and prepare your heart to receive what is yours. Listen to me closely, my beloved, because the enemy has been working overtime in the quiet moments to poison your mind with doubt. He has whispered lies into your ear when you were most vulnerable, trying to convince you that the losses you experienced were your own fault. He wanted you to believe that I had turned my back on you, that your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling, and that your season of suffering was a permanent life sentence. I know there were days when you looked at your circumstances and thought, maybe God has forgotten about me. Maybe I am not worthy of the blessings others receive. But I tell you now, those thoughts did not come from heaven. They are the desperate tactics of a defeated foe who is terrified of the glorious future I have already written for you. You have felt a deep spiritual fatigue, a tiredness that physical sleep cannot fix. You have been carrying the heavy burden of disappointment, replaying the moments of betrayal and loss over and over in your mind. I see how hard you have tried to keep your faith intact, while everything around you seemed to be crumbling. You smiled for others when you were breaking inside. You offered help to those around you, even when your own cup was completely empty. My child, your quiet endurance has not gone unnoticed. I have recorded every act of faith you displayed in the dark. Now I am stepping in to change the narrative. I am declaring a season of divine payback. What the enemy meant to use to break you, I am using to elevate you. I am not just going to give you back what you lost, I am going to restore it multiplied. Where there was shame, I will give you double honor. Where there was sorrow, I will plant a joy so deep that no circumstance can uproot it. The peace that was snatched from your mind in the middle of the night is returning to you right now. The opportunities that were unjustly taken from your hands are being replaced with doors that no man can ever shut. Do not look back at what is gone and weep, for I am doing a new thing. The relationships that walked away were only clearing the path for the divine connections I am bringing into your life. The financial setbacks were only setting the stage for a miraculous provision that will leave you in awe. I am the Lord who restores the years that the locusts have eaten. You are stepping into a time of overflow. Breathe in my presence and let my truth silence every lie of the enemy. You are seen, you are loved, and your ultimate restoration has already begun. My child, as we move forward into this season of restoration, there is something crucial I need you to do. You must release your grip on the past. I know how deeply it hurts to think about what was taken from you. The betrayal of someone you trusted, the years you feel were wasted, the finances that were drained, the health that was compromised. I saw every unjust act committed against you, but holding on to the bitterness and the anger will only anchor you to the very season I am trying to pull you out of. You have been carrying the heavy stones of resentment, believing that holding on to the pain is a way to demand justice. But vengeance is mine, says the Lord, and I am a God of perfect justice. When you release the offense, when you open your tightly clenched fists, you make room for me to place my abundant blessings into your hands. You cannot receive the new wine if you are still desperately clinging to the broken, empty vessels of yesterday. Let it go, my beloved. Let the tears fall if they must, but let them be tears of release, not tears of despair. I am healing the deep wounds that those losses left behind in your soul. The enemy wanted you to base your identity on your losses. He wanted you to look in the mirror and see a victim, a failure, someone who was abandoned and left behind in the dust. But that is not how I see you, and that is not who you truly are. You are a child of the Most High. You are chosen, you are fiercely loved, and you are protected by my unmerited grace. The things that were stolen from you do not define your worth. Your value was established before the foundations of the earth were laid, paid for by the precious blood of my Son. The delay and the suffering you have experienced have refined you. They have produced in you a spiritual resilience and a depth of faith that no demon in hell can ever shake. Now, as the winds of change begin to blow in your direction, I want you to lift your head. Do not look down at the ashes. Look up at the horizon. The restoration I am bringing will be so magnificent, so overwhelmingly good, that the memory of your former pain will fade like a fleeting shadow in the blazing noonday sun. You will look back at this exact moment and realize that my silence was never my absence. It was the quiet, deliberate work of an architect preparing a masterpiece just for you. Trust my timing, for it is perfect, and trust my heart, for it is entirely for you. My child, as you stand on the threshold of this magnificent restoration, I want to open your spiritual eyes to what has truly been happening behind the scenes. You have looked at your circumstances and seen only chaos, loss, and confusion, but I need you to understand that what you have been experiencing is not just a streak of bad luck or a series of unfortunate events. It has been a coordinated, unseen spiritual battle over your destiny. The enemy did not attack you because you are weak. He attacked you because of the immense power and purpose that I placed inside of you before you took your first breath. He saw the generational blessings attached to your name. He saw the light you carry, the people you are destined to help, and the chains you are called to break. He stole from you because he was terrified of what you would become if you ever fully realized who you are in me. He tried to drain your finances, break your health, and isolate you from those who love you, hoping that in your desperation you would finally curse my name and walk away from my presence. But look at you, my brave child. Even with a broken heart, even with tears in your eyes and an exhausted spirit, you are still here. You did not surrender to the darkness. Your faith, though tested in the hottest fires of affliction, did not burn to ashes. It was purified into solid gold. Now the season of the thief has come to a sudden and absolute end. I am issuing a divine mandate for everything that was taken from you to be returned. Hear my voice clearly today. The thief has been caught, and he must repay what he has stolen. I am restoring the years that the locust has eaten. The joy that was violently stripped from your home is returning like a gentle, refreshing rain after a long drought. The financial stability that the enemy tried to devour is being replaced with an overflow that will not only sustain you, but will allow you to be a blessing to others. The health that has been compromised under the heavy weight of stress, anxiety, and sorrow is being renewed right now. I am speaking strength into your bones, healing into your cells, and calm into your nervous system. I am even restoring your mind, taking away the trauma, the overthinking, and the paralyzing fear, and replacing it with a sound mind and a perfect peace that surpasses all human understanding. Do not look at the empty spaces in your life with despair anymore. Those empty spaces are no longer monuments of your loss. They are open storehouses waiting to be filled with my glory. Prepare yourself, for the restoration I am bringing will not just put things back the way they were. It will elevate you to a level you never could have reached without the trial. Walk in this truth today, and know that my hand is upon you, turning every piece of your pain into a masterpiece of my grace. My child, as you step into this new season of restoration, I need you to guard your heart and your mind with everything you have. The enemy, seeing his time of stealing from you has ended, will try one last desperate tactic. He will whisper that this is too good to be true, that you do not deserve it, or that it will just be taken away from you again. He will use painful memories of your past to make you terrified of hoping for the future. But I command you today, do not listen to the father of lies. Silence his whispers with the undeniable roar of my truth. When doubt tries to creep back into your thoughts, remember this very moment. Remember the supernatural warmth and peace wrapping around your soul right now. I do not make empty promises. When I say I will restore what was stolen, I restore it to overflowing. I want you to change your vocabulary starting today. Stop speaking about what you have lost. Stop dwelling on who walked away, and start declaring the profound blessings I am bringing into your life. Your words have immense power because my spirit dwells within you. I know you are so tired of fighting this battle. You have been strong for so long, and your spirit is weary. So I'm asking you to do something that feels difficult. Stop fighting and start resting. Rest entirely in my promises. Rest completely in my unconditional love for you. Let me be your shield, your provider, and your ultimate defender. You do not have to figure out the how or the when. Your only job in this season is to trust me blindly, to keep your eyes fixed firmly on my face, and to walk confidently through the miraculous doors I am opening for you. I am permanently breaking the heavy chains of scarcity, fear, and lack over your life in this very moment. I am washing away the dark residue of your grief and pouring out the fresh oil of gladness over your head. This is your appointed time. This is your season of divine turnaround. I want you to take a deep breath right now. Inhale my perfect peace and exhale every ounce of your worry. Surrender your broken plans into my capable hands. Just open your heart and whisper, "Yes, Lord. I receive my restoration." That simple act of faith is the key that unlocks the mighty floodgates of heaven. I am right here with you, my beloved child. I have never left your side. Everything that was stolen is returning to you multiplied. But there is still so much more I need to reveal to you about how this restoration will unfold. Stay with me, my child. Keep listening, because the blueprint for your immediate future is about to be placed directly into your spirit. My child, pay close attention to the gentle shift happening in your spirit right now. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle change in the atmosphere, that sudden lightness in your chest where the heavy burden of anxiety used to sit. This is the undeniable evidence that the wheels of heaven are turning in your favor. I am moving behind the scenes, aligning people, circumstances, and resources to bring forth the massive restoration I have promised you. The enemy knows his time is up, and because he cannot stop the blessing that is rushing toward you, he will try to distract you from recognizing it. He will try to magnify minor inconveniences to make you think the storm is returning. But I am telling you today, do not fall for his illusions. The storm has passed, the wind has ceased, and the dark clouds are breaking apart to reveal the brilliant sunshine of my favor. I want you to understand the magnitude of what is about to happen. This restoration is not just about returning material things or repairing broken situations. It is a deep generational healing. The losses you suffered were meant to break your family line, to instill a legacy of poverty, sickness, and brokenness. But because you stood firm, because you held on to my hem even when your hands were bleeding and your heart was shattered, you have broken that generational curse. The blessings that are about to rain down on you will flow down to your children and your children's children. You thought you were buried in the darkness of your trials, my beloved, but you were actually planted. You were planted in the rich soil of my grace, and the tears you wept have watered the seeds of your incredible future. The time of harvest is officially here. I am calling forth the sudden breakthroughs. I am commanding the closed doors to swing wide open. I am instructing the right people to step into your life to help elevate you to the position I have prepared for you. You do not need to fight for this, and you do not need to manipulate circumstances to make it happen. My hand is orchestrating every single detail. Your only responsibility in this hour is to keep your eyes fiercely locked on me. Do not look to the left at the distractions, and do not look to the right at the opinions of others. Keep walking straight ahead on the path of faith. I have already dispatched my angels to go before you and make the crooked places straight. Prepare your home, prepare your mind, and prepare your heart to receive the absolute fullness of my glory. The thief has been defeated, and your season of triumphant victory has finally arrived. My child, as the dawn of this new season breaks over your life, I need you to make a conscious decision to step out of survival mode. For so long, you have been living on the defensive, merely trying to make it through each day, bracing yourself for the next piece of bad news, and holding your breath out of fear that something else will be taken from you. You have been walking with your shoulders slumped, carrying the heavy armor of self-protection. But I am telling you today, take off that heavy armor. The war over this specific area of your life has been won. You do not need to fight a battle that I have already finished. It is time to breathe again. It is time to let your heart beat with excitement rather than anxiety. I am shifting you from a season of surviving into a magnificent season of thriving. When I restore what was stolen, I want you to understand that it may not look exactly like what you lost. Do not make the mistake of looking for the old versions of your blessings. I am not simply pasting together the broken pieces of your past. I am giving you something entirely new, something vastly superior. The relationship I am bringing will be healthier and more aligned with your destiny than the one that walked away. The opportunity I am opening will be more fruitful and fulfilling than the one that was unjustly taken. The peace I am giving you will be far deeper than the fragile comfort you once knew. Do not reject the new blessing simply because it comes in an unfamiliar package. I need you to keep your spiritual eyes wide open and your heart completely receptive to my new ways of working in your life. You must also prepare yourself for the suddenness of my movement. You have waited a long time, enduring the agonizing silence and the crushing weight of delay. But when my restoration hits, it will happen with a divine acceleration. Things that normally take years to build will manifest in your life in a matter of days. Doors that have been rusted shut for decades will swing open at the slightest touch of my hand. Therefore, you must be ready to move when I say move. Do not let the trauma of your past make you hesitate when I present you with the glorious future I have prepared. Shake off the dust of your previous disappointments. Wash your face, lift your head, and dress yourself in the garments of praise. The mourning is over. The rejoicing is beginning. Your life is about to become a living, breathing testimony of my miraculous power, proving to everyone who watches that the God you serve is faithful to the very end. My child, listen to the deepest whisper of my spirit right now, as I restore what was violently stolen from you. I want you to understand that I am not just returning physical things, relationships, or financial stability. The most vital thing I am restoring to you today is your true royal identity. The enemy's greatest theft in your life was not your worldly possessions. It was your confidence and your self-worth. He wanted you to forget who you are in me. He wanted you to look in the mirror and see a defeated, broken, and worn-out vessel. For so long he tried to strip away your sense of divine purpose, leaving you shivering in the cold, wearing the heavy, suffocating garments of shame, guilt, and unworthiness. I know there were many long nights when you felt completely hollowed out, staring at the ceiling and asking yourself, who am I now that everything has changed? You walked through the world feeling less than, constantly apologizing for your mere existence, shrinking back into the shadows to make others comfortable, and quietly accepting the leftover crumbs that fell from the table of life. But hear me today. That era of shrinking back is permanently over. I am stepping into your circumstances right now to remind you of your true, undeniable lineage. You are not a beggar. You are a beloved child of the Creator of the universe. You are spiritual royalty, handpicked, anointed, and set apart for a time exactly like this. In the spiritual realm, I am currently removing the filthy, torn rags of your past trauma, your profound grief, and your victimhood. I am taking them away forever, and in their place, I am wrapping you securely in my glorious robe of righteousness. I am placing a magnificent crown of heavenly favor upon your head, a crown that no human hand, no demonic force, and no earthly circumstance can ever remove or tarnish. When heaven looks at you, it does not see your failures. It sees the perfect, radiant reflection of my Son. With this beautifully restored identity comes a renewed, unshakable authority. You are no longer a passive victim, waiting in fear for the next blow to fall. You are a mighty victor, walking boldly in the finished work of the cross. I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy. The words you speak from your mouth from this day forward will carry the heavy, undeniable weight of heaven. When you speak to the mountains of debt, when you command sickness to leave your body, and when you bind the spirit of fear in your home, they will have absolutely no choice but to obey you. Do not shrink back anymore, my beloved. Stand tall. Lift up your voice. The enemy is absolutely terrified of the version of you that finally realizes their true identity. He thought the trial would silence your voice forever, but instead, it has given you a powerful testimony that will shake the very gates of hell. Embrace exactly who I have originally created you to be. You are deeply loved, you are fiercely protected, and you carry a divine power within you that can change your entire world. Step completely into this restored authority today. My child, as this profound restoration unfolds in your life, there is a specific area I am moving powerfully to heal. The area of your relationships. The enemy's most devastating tactic was to isolate you. He knew that if he could cut you off from genuine love and support, your spirit would grow weak. He sent confusion, misunderstandings, and betrayal to sever ties with people you cared deeply about. He made you feel entirely alone in a crowded room, convincing you that no one truly understood your pain, and that anyone who got close to you would eventually leave. I saw how that rejection broke your heart. I watched as you built high walls around your soul, vowing never to let anyone close enough to hurt you again. You decided it was safer to walk this difficult journey completely by yourself, carrying the heavy burden without asking for help. But hear me today, you were never created to walk in isolation. I am breaking down those heavy walls of self-protection and fear right now. As part of your divine restoration, I am bringing destiny helpers into your life. I am orchestrating crossing paths with people who carry the precise wisdom, love, and resources you need for your next chapter. These are not people who will drain you, use you, or abandon you when the storm comes. These are divine connections, handpicked by heaven, who will recognize your true value and celebrate your anointing. They will speak life into your dry bones and hold your arms up when you are too exhausted to keep fighting. They will be the tangible extension of my love for you on this earth. Do not let the painful betrayals of your past cause you to reject the authentic love I am sending your way now. The people who walked away from you in your darkest hour simply did not have the capacity to handle the weight of your calling. Their departure was not a rejection. It was a divine redirection and a necessary pruning. I had to clear the stage so that the right cast could enter your life. Open your heart to the new community I am building around you. Forgive those who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be entirely free from their invisible chains of bitterness. You're about to experience the profound joy of being truly seen, deeply understood, and unconditionally loved by the family I am bringing to you. Rejoice, my child, for your season of painful loneliness is forever broken, and your era of divine connection has begun. My child, listen closely as I speak into the deepest corners of your spirit today. As I restore your relationships and your identity, I am also breathing vibrant life into the dreams you thought were dead and buried. I know exactly why you buried them. You hid your hopes and passions because it was simply too painful to keep believing in something that kept getting delayed or destroyed. The enemy stole your clear vision for the future, replacing it with a thick, heavy fog of mere survival. He made you believe that the best you could hope for was just to get by without falling apart. But I am completely lifting that fog today. The unique passions, the brilliant ideas, and the divine assignments I placed inside your heart before you were even born are being miraculously reignited right now. You will no longer just exist. You will thrive with a burning, undeniable purpose that the world cannot ignore. I know you are still fighting a quiet, internal battle with fear. You are secretly afraid to let yourself hope again. Your mind whispers, if God restores these blessings to me, what is stopping the enemy from coming back and stealing them all over again? Let me give you my absolute sovereign assurance today. What I am building in this new season is being established on an entirely unshakable foundation. Your previous blessings were experienced in a season where your spiritual roots were still shallow, but this devastating storm has forced your roots to grow incredibly deep into the solid bedrock of my truth. The enemy absolutely cannot uproot what I have now firmly and permanently planted. The restoration I am handing you today comes with an impenetrable divine hedge of protection around your life, your family, your finances, and your mind. The thief has been permanently barred from this new territory. I need you to physically and spiritually shake off the spirit of heaviness right now. Do not let the lingering, cold shadows of your past dictate the bright, warm reality of your present. Step out of the dark tomb of disappointment, my child, because I have already rolled the heavy stone away. The financial freedom, the relational peace, the physical healing. These are the tangible, beautiful manifestations of my love for you, but the greatest gift is the unshakable knowing that I am with you and I am fighting for you. You have endured the relentless mocking of the enemy, and you have survived the quiet, judging whispers of those who thought you would never recover. Now, I am actively preparing a glorious table before you in the exact presence of your enemies. Your divine vindication is finally here. Do not bow your head in sorrow or shame anymore. Look up, my beloved, for your complete redemption has arrived, and your cup is about to overflow with my absolute goodness. My child, listen to the rhythm of my grace as it actively moves through your life in this very hour. You have survived the agonizing season of being torn down, and now you have officially entered the magnificent season of building up. I want you to look around your life, not with eyes of fear remembering what was lost, but with eyes of faith anticipating what is being constructed. When the enemy came to steal, kill, and destroy, he left behind what looked like absolute ruin. He wanted you to stare at the ashes of your shattered dreams and believe that nothing good could ever grow there again. But he forgot who holds the blueprint of your life. I am the master builder. I am taking the very rocks the enemy threw at you to tear you down, and I am using them to lay an immovable, unshakable foundation for your glorious future. The restoration I am bringing is comprehensive. It touches every single corner of your existence. For the financial security that was unjustly stripped away, I am opening storehouses of provision that will leave you absolutely astounded. You will not just have enough to survive, you will have more than enough to become a radical blessing to others. For the health that deteriorated under the crushing weight of anxiety and profound sorrow, I am sending a wave of divine cellular healing right now. Feel the vital energy returning to your weary bones, for the deep mental peace that was hijacked by endless nights of overthinking. I am installing a heavenly guard over your mind. The chaotic noise of the world is being permanently muted, replaced by the gentle, steady whisper of my constant love. But to fully step into this reality, my beloved, I need you to completely change your posture. You can no longer walk with the slumped shoulders of someone who has been defeated. You must start walking like someone who has already received the victory. Speak as if the debt is already entirely cancelled. Love as if your heart has never been viciously broken. Rejoice as if the breakthrough you have been desperately praying for is already sitting right in your hands. Your faith is the powerful magnet that pulls my promises from the spiritual realm into your physical reality. Do not wait for the physical evidence to appear before you start offering your praise. Praise me right now in the middle of the transition. Your praise is the ultimate weapon that permanently seals the mouth of the enemy. It signals to heaven that you are entirely ready to receive the absolute fullness of the blessing I am pouring out today. My child, as you stand on the very edge of this massive breakthrough, there is a specific warning I must give you in love. You are in the final stretch. This is the moment right before the dawn, the quietest part of the night. The enemy knows he has lost the war over your destiny, but in a final act of desperate panic, he will try to provoke you. He will try to trigger old wounds, bringing situations across your path designed to pull you back into bitterness, anger, or frustration. Do not take the bait. Do not engage in petty battles when I have already given you the ultimate victory. If you allow offense to take root in your heart right now, it will act as a physical dam, blocking the magnificent river of blessing that is desperately trying to flow into your life. Forgive quickly, release offenses instantly, keep your hands clean and your heart entirely pure, because the vessel that receives my double portion must be completely empty of yesterday's toxic poison. I want you to understand how deeply I cherish you. The restoration I am bringing is not just a transaction. It is a profound expression of my relentless fatherly love. When I look at you, I do not see the mistakes the enemy constantly tries to remind you of. I see the incredible faith of a child who refused to let go of my hand, even when walking through the darkest valley of the shadow of death. You have shown heaven that your love for me is not conditioned by your circumstances, but is deeply rooted in who I am. Because you chose to love me and trust me in the dark, I am about to publicly honor you in the light. Those who watched you struggle, those who secretly whispered that your faith was in vain, will stand in absolute awe. Your restoration will be so public and undeniable that it will serve as a living testimony to the world. They will look at your life and be forced to admit, truly, the Lord has done great things for them. So I ask you today, are you truly ready to receive? Are your spiritual hands completely open? Do not pray for a torrential downpour of blessings while continuing to carry a tiny umbrella of limited expectations. Throw away the umbrella of limitation. Expand your vision. Enlarge the capacity of your heart. What I am bringing will require a much bigger mindset, a bolder faith, and a willingness to step into territories you have never navigated before. Do not be intimidated by the immense scale of my blessing. I will never give you a weight of glory that you are not fully equipped and anointed to carry. I am actively stretching you right now, expanding your spiritual borders so you can adequately contain the absolute magnitude of what is coming. Keep breathing in my perfect peace. Keep trusting my steady hand, and know with absolute certainty that your season of weeping is officially over. My child, do you realize the magnitude of the shift that is occurring in the spiritual realm at this very second? The restoration I am bringing to you is not merely a quiet whisper. It is a resounding roar of my absolute sovereignty over your life. The enemy thought he could quietly dismantle your future while you were too exhausted to fight back, but he made a fatal miscalculation. He forgot that you were covered by a covenant that cannot be broken. He forgot that every tear you shed was a seed planted in the fertile soil of my divine justice. Now the harvest is springing up, and it is happening with a speed and ferocity that will leave your adversaries completely paralyzed. I am turning the tables, my beloved. The very areas where you experience the most profound shame, the deepest loss, and the most agonizing delays are the exact areas where my glory will shine the brightest. I am issuing a divine command for the restoration of your wasted years. You have looked at the calendar and wept, thinking about the time you lost while wandering in the wilderness of grief, bad decisions, or toxic relationships. You have felt a deep, gnawing anxiety that you are simply too late, that your peers have passed you by, and that the best chapters of your life have already been written. But I am the creator of time itself. I can accomplish in a single day what would take a human lifetime to build. I am accelerating your progress. The opportunities that seemed entirely out of reach are now being miraculously pulled into your current reality. The financial doors that were tightly bolted shut are being blown off their hinges by the sheer force of my favor. I am restoring your youth, your energy, and your passion. I want you to consciously let go of the orphan spirit that the enemy tried to attach to your identity. An orphan believes they have to fight for every scrap, that they are entirely on their own, and that no one is coming to their rescue. But you are not an orphan. You are a fiercely loved, fully adopted child of the Most High God. You have full access to the infinite resources of heaven. When you pray, do not pray from a place of desperate lack. Pray from a position of absolute victory. Speak to your circumstances, not with begging, but with the undeniable authority of a royal heir. I am commanding the angels assigned to your life to go forth and gather every fragmented piece of your broken dreams. They are bringing them back to you, not as broken pieces, but as a beautifully complete mosaic of my redemptive love. Step fully into this truth today. My child, as we draw closer to the absolute culmination of this divine interruption, I want you to feel the undeniable weight of my glory settling over your environment right now. You are standing at the very threshold of your promised land. The wilderness is finally behind you. The barren seasons, the dry places, and the valleys of weeping are officially a part of your history, not your destiny. I am now commanding the spiritual realities I have already established to boldly manifest in your physical world. You will soon begin to see with your natural eyes what your spirit has already been sensing. The emails you have been anxiously waiting for, the phone calls of approval, the sudden relational reconciliations, and the unexplainable financial breakthroughs, they are all rapidly making their way directly into your hands. I have dispatched a multitude of my warring angels to clear the final debris from your path. No weapon formed against your incoming harvest will ever prosper, and every single tongue that rises up in judgment against you, I will personally condemn and silence. But when these immense blessings arrive, my beloved, there is something of vital importance I require of you. You must boldly testify. Do not keep this magnificent turnaround a secret. The enemy tried to permanently silence your voice through severe suffering, but I am dramatically amplifying your voice through this massive restoration. Your story of survival, of enduring the darkest, coldest night, and stepping into my glorious blinding light, is the exact key that will unlock the heavy prison doors for someone else. There are people currently in your life, and people you have not even met yet, who are drowning in the exact same despair you just miraculously walked through. They desperately need to hear your testimony. They need to look at your beautifully restored life and realize that if God can do it for you, He can absolutely do it for them. Do not ever hide your scars, my child. Look at my hands and my feet. Even in my resurrected, glorified body, I kept my scars. They are not symbols of defeat or shame. They are the ultimate, undeniable proof of a fierce battle won and a glorious resurrection achieved. Your scars are the beautiful proof of my sustaining grace. Wear them as badges of divine honor. As you step fully into this profound overflow, I am placing a brand new song of worship into your spirit. It is a powerful song of deliverance, a song of overwhelming gratitude, and a song of absolute crushing triumph over the darkness. Let that praise continuously remain in your mouth from this day forward. When you wake up in the morning, thank me for the restored breath in your lungs and the fresh mercy of a new day. When you lay down at night, thank me for the impenetrable peace actively guarding your mind. The more you praise, the wider the windows of heaven will remain perpetually open over your life, pouring out blessings you do not even have the room to receive. You are moving rapidly from glory to glory, from strength to strength. and from an era of severe, painful lack into an era of unprecedented, breathtaking abundance. Hold my hand tightly, take a deep breath of my heavenly atmosphere, and step confidently across the finish line. My child, as we reach the very end of this sacred interruption, I want you to feel the eternal seal I am placing over this entire conversation. The words I have spoken to you today are not fleeting emotions or empty human promises. They are the living, breathing decrees of the Creator of the universe, permanently etched into the spiritual fabric of your destiny. The era of the thief is completely and utterly over. The season of profound weeping, of quiet desperation, and of feeling entirely forgotten has been permanently washed away by the massive tidal wave of my redeeming love. You are stepping out of the dark, suffocating tomb of your past and walking directly into the brilliant, life-giving sunshine of my absolute favor. Do not look back at the ruins of what used to be. Do not long for the familiar pain when I am offering you an unfamiliar, unprecedented glory. I have set a magnificent table before you, an absolute feast of divine restoration, and the enemy can do nothing but watch from a defeated distance as I publicly elevate you. I want you to walk differently. From this exact moment forward, I want you to speak with the undeniable authority of a child who knows exactly who their father is. When the world tries to remind you of your past failures, you remind the world of my finished work on the cross. When fear tries to knock on your door in the middle of the night, you answer it with the absolute, unshakable certainty of my perfect peace. I am not just sending you out into the world with a repaired heart. I am sending you out with a fortified, fiercely protected spirit. You carry my light, my immense power, and my unbreakable promise of a restored legacy. The generations that follow you will look at your life and pinpoint this exact moment as the day the curse was forever broken and the generational blessing officially began. You are the cycle breaker, my beloved. You are the living, breathing proof that no matter how much the enemy tries to steal, my power to restore is infinitely and overwhelmingly greater. Now I ask you to make a physical declaration of this profound spiritual reality. If your weary heart has truly heard my voice today, if your spirit has leaped at the sound of my truth, do not let this divine moment pass without sealing it with your faith. Open your heart wide, surrender every last ounce of your lingering doubt, and firmly declare your victory over the darkness. Comment down below, Lord, I receive my complete restoration today. Let the spiritual realm see your unshakable faith. Share this very message with someone who is currently walking through their own dark, lonely valley, so that my light can shatter their heavy chains just as it has shattered yours. I am with you always, fiercely protecting you, even to the very end of the age. Step forward in absolute triumph, my beautiful child. The agonizing wait is finally over. Your glorious, completely restored life officially begins right now.